What's up, fellas? You already know where you at. If you located on this station, you are inside the Fact Factory, okay? Now, today I got a few more F's for y'all. Triple F, okay? It's for the Fella Fridays, okay? Today is for the Fella Fridays. Every Friday on YouTube, I'm going to drop something for the fellas. But, ladies, I did not leave you hanging. You know why? Because the things I got for the fellas is only going to enhance your fellas. So, ladies, it's for you as well, all right? So, don't ever think, oh, because it's Friday, it's only going to be for the fellas. No, tune in because it's something your fella needs to say. Guess what I'm doing today, y'all? Guess what I got behind me, y'all? Today it's a few new members inside of the Fact Factory, okay? Okay? A few new things inside the Fact Factory. I'm going to move for a second and you're going to see exactly what I'm doing for us today on For the Fella Fridays. You ready? All right, here we go. Boom! Do y'all know what this is right here? This right here, y'all, For the Fella Fridays today, I'm teaching y'all what to properly do on a date. Y'all see the beautiful lady I have here? Okay, thank you kindly. Okay, now, the reason I'm doing this today is because I had a conversation with one of my closest homies, right? And he was telling me, like, you know, he really didn't know what to do. And I blamed it on, but it was because of the fact that, you know, the majority of us minorities grow up without a father figure and without people to tell you guys what to do. You know what I'm saying? And to properly, you know, to treat a woman on a date. So today I'm going to be the big brother, the father figure. And this is for teens. This is for adults. This is for children. Each one of you ladies who has a son, you are going to want them to watch this video. And each one of you men who've been taking girls out on a date, here's a few things that you may have missed and wonder why. You might have not completed the task to where you got some smooch at the end of the date. All right. So if you follow these tips, I'm almost guaranteeing you a kiss at the end of the door. A kiss at the end of the date at the door. Okay. There's tongue twisters today. Do not knock me. Okay. Here we go. Now, we're going to start from first to finish. But first thing we got to start with is what you choose to wear. Okay? Now, today I'm dressed a little formally. Okay? Something not too much. Okay? But let me explain. Okay? First, you want to start out with like a nice little casual jacket, depending on weather permitted, big or weather. But you know, today, you know, I got a North Face jacket on. Okay? Boom. So you want to start with something. I usually start with dinner dates. I like button-ups, okay? You want to start with a nice crisp button-up. I usually keep it with a jean, okay? I usually keep it with a jean, all right? Because, yes, I'm on my casual tip, but I'm always from the street, so sometimes I have a different type of swag, so sometimes I wear a button-up with a jean. If I wear a jean, then at the bottom of the feet will be a sneaker. Okay? Now, if I wear a slack, then I'll have a shoe at the bottom of my foot. But I usually, for the first date, like to keep it regular colors. Black, white. I'm always probably going to have white. And I like to keep them solid. Maybe black and white, black, gray and white, blue, stuff like that. Like I like to keep blue and gray, something solid for the most part. So what you choose to wear is very important on a first date. On a date, period, okay? Now, if you're going to a bar, I would probably say or like a little club event, I would say jerseys are fine, okay? A nice jersey, football, or a nice basketball jersey, weather permitted. You know what I'm saying? That's a good look. When you're going on an outing, when you're doing some type of event, where you're physical active, I would do Under Armour or like a jersey or something like that. Okay, and as far as like movies, it would be like more of a sweater, more of a homey vibe, so you can, you know, get comfortable and cuddle up and stuff like that. Certain movie theaters. So if you're choosing a movie if you're choosing that, I gave you all different types of topics and all different types of description of what you can wear and all different types of locations or whatever date you choose. Okay, now that is the most important thing. So try to keep it sleek, casual. You want her to look and see something different than what she already usually sees you as, okay? So when I choose a button-up, if I'm choosing a button-up, then best believe this is a different type of occasion, and I want the woman to see this as a different and a special event. And the only way she'll know that is if you chose to wear something different that no one else in the world usually sees. That's going to make this lady feel special, okay? That right there is the first thing you want to do, okay? Number two. All right. Number two. The number two most important thing on a date is the fragrance you choose to wear. Okay. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't need it. Listen. The fragrance you choose to wear is a very, very key factor. And if you're going to get that kiss at the end of the day, okay? Now, this is what I say. And the reason I say that is because fragrances attract women, okay? And it releases hormones and estrogen and endorphins and stuff that they didn't even know existed. But when they smell it, it entices them, okay? So if you do not know what fragrance to use, one, you can use whichever fragrance you always get a good comment on, okay? A good compliment. Oh, that smells good. It's the one you get the most. Now, today, I'm going to provide you with two of my favorites, okay? But for the younger crowd that may not can't afford these items or they don't want to ask to be paid, go for BOD, that's B-O-D, Ripped Abs, okay? For the younger crowd, even for the older crowd, that is a cheap fragrance that everywhere I went, someone always said it smelled good. I kind of always keep that. I ran out recently, but Ripped Abs is a very good one to choose for the younger crowd, okay? Now, I bought you two selections. Here are two of my favorites that you cannot go wrong with. I don't care what anybody else chooses, okay? Everybody else got all these different names, but these two right here, everywhere I go, no matter what, they always tell me how good I smell. So you can go off of what everyone else is saying, or you can go off of my judgment because I get the most praise for these two fragrances. Here we go. Y'all might have seen them before. I always talk about them, but this is my number one and this is my number two. But like I said, if you can't afford these, you don't have them, go to a local CVS or something like that, and Ripped Abs BOD is very good. You might not, but don't knock it until you try it. Now, that is number two most important thing. The number third thing I want you to do on this date, it doesn't matter if you just met her. It doesn't matter if you've known her for 10 years. It doesn't matter if she's been your wife for 50. Bring a rose. I usually start with a single rose, okay? That's my favorite little gift, a single rose, or maybe at the most 5 roses. You don't want to overdo it, okay? You do not want to overdo it, but you always want to come with a gift, okay? For the most part, a gift, something she likes. It could be a Ghirardelli chocolate. It could be whatever, something she likes, but it has to be small because you don't want her to think you're overdoing it and you don't want her to think that you're just about to bestow her with all of these gifts because then she'll fall in love with the gifts and not you. So keep it light and let her know that you did notice that she needed a gift for the first date. So try to come with a rose, a little small, little half a dozen, at the most a half a dozen, okay? Or like a little candy or a little teddy bear, something simple. Why? Because people aren't doing this anymore, okay? And these are the things that we've seen in the movies that we fail to remember, that our woman wants to be treated that way. That's why it's in the movies. These are fantasies, so why not allow her fantasy to come alive in certain moments? Just do that for her, okay? So number 3 most important thing to do is what? A rose or a gift. You always, so before you left the house, what are the first 2 things that we did? First thing we did was we got our attire order. Second thing we did, point blank period, get your whole, everything has to be groomed. Today my hair ain't in, so that's why I got the do-rag on, but make sure you're groomed. Make sure that the lady you choose to date, you're at your best because you want her eyes to flutter when she sees you, okay? So number 1, what you wear. Number 2, that fragrance. Number 3, make sure you got that rose to give to her. Okay? Now, we moving on. After those 3 things, you're going to meet up with your lady, however you do that. Okay? But number 4, I got to get up close for y'all. This is very pivotal. This one is very important, okay? For the 4th thing that is major you need to do at every date is you open up every one of her doors, okay? And it does not start at the establishment, okay? If y'all live together, it starts at your front door. That's where it starts. Now, if y'all are just meeting, she's going to come out the house and be there. But you open that car door. Okay? Now, if y'all are too young, then you know your family will stop the car and you go and open the door. All right? But you get out the car and you go and you open the lady's door. That is number 4. For the 4 most important things to do on a date is you open that lady's door and you let her feel like a queen. When she sits down in the passenger seat, she feels like a queen. The object today is she performs no effort. None. No effort. So later, she might can show effort. If you get what I'm saying. No effort, so she can show effort. Come on now. Anyways, so moving on. You want to open up every one of her doors, okay? From the car door, tagging along into this number 4, these are the things you want her to feel important. You want her to feel like a queen. You want her to always want to go on a date with you, and you want it to be memorable to where if ever she even thought about or decided to go on another date with somebody else, it won't ever feel the same as this moment right here because you played the way that it was supposed to go, okay? Traditional, okay? So boom. Now, number 4. After we already did number 4. But also, after you open her doors, when y'all get to the establishment and you open her car door, before y'all walk in the establishment, make her feel like a queen, okay? And you know how, or let the world know you love her, okay? Because she knows, but let everyone else know. The one thing a woman always loves, and she might not say, is she wants the world to know y'all love each other, okay? She wants the world to know she's in love, okay? So you know, small little things that could do this for her. Something just as small as this. Now hold on. This is all a part of number 4. When you're walking to the establishment, when you get out of the car in the parking lot or wherever it was, you hold her hand. Come here, baby. You hold her hand. Now, me and my partner, I do this. As soon as I get out of the car and we get I hit one of these. She gets right up in there and she just holds me close like this. Okay, that right there. One thing a woman wants to do is she always wants to feel like a little girl. Okay, not saying it in the literal context. I'm not saying that. But a woman wants to feel like a princess, a little girl. Like she wants to feel so protected. Do not take this the wrong way, but that's why the phrase came from daddy. Like they want to feel like you are zaddy. Okay, I put a Z on there so it doesn't sound weird, but y'all know where I'm getting at. They want to feel like that little girl, okay? And these are ways you can make that happen, okay? So boom, after you pulling her clothes, you walk to the door, you are setting the tone. You are letting her know this is going to be a very, very good night, okay? So when you're pulling her close, now she feels more open. She feels more comfortable. You get what I'm saying? You know what that does? That is going to open the gateways for the conversation, okay? You want a woman comfortable at all times, so therefore, there's no type of, what's that word that I do not ever come across, awkward. You don't want it awkward. Point blank period. This is how you get it flowing. You make her comfortable. You don't want it uptight. Comfortable. Okay. Now, my number 5. Okay? As a man, you handle all the conversation. Okay, when it comes to the stewardess, the maitre d', the waitress, the staff members, the personnel, you handle everything. As soon as you walk in, I'm sorry, baby. Soon as you walk in, you exude king. Okay, your chest is up. You're followed by your lady after you open the doors. She doesn't speak. She's a queen. She stays here. When they ask C for 2 or however many members, yes. Then you follow. And another important thing, let me make sure I'm on the right track here, is that you always, as a man, if you did not notice, a lot of us did not notice, you can't knock this, but I'm telling you, try these steps. And even if you might watch this video with your girlfriend right now and be like, babe, is this true? Is this true? And she'll be like, babe, you don't got to do all those things, but guess what? She wants you to. She wants you to. She's been crying. She's been screaming for it. Trust me. She wants you to. Even though you don't do it and she accepts it, let me let you understand something. What someone settles for and what they prefer are two totally different things. Okay? They might settle for this because they like you, they love you, they enjoy it. But what they want and what they prefer these methods. Trust me, just try them. Don't even bring it up to her. Just try them and see. You get that smooch at the end of the night. Okay, so also, after that, this is why it is imperative the man has to always see the door. Okay? He always has to see the door. Why? Because do y'all watch the news? Do you know how many people run into any of those anywhere you want to go on a date? Somebody done ran up in there and did something to somebody. They probably robbed the place. They probably did some other things that I probably can't say right now, but you want to make sure you can see the door at all times. But as we're sitting here, I would be sitting here because the door is this way. So I would sit here so I can make sure I always see the door no matter where I'm at. I gotta see the door because I want to see who's coming in. I gotta make sure if there's any type of harm, any type of people that want to cause trouble or conflict to anybody I care about, I need to see them as soon as they walk through the door. So I can prepare my loved one. I can prepare the people around me ahead of time before anything happens. And a lot of men do not do that. I go to these diners, I go to these restaurants, I go to these places, and I will see you men allowing the woman in that position and their head is down. And you just never know. So trust me, fellas, from now on, make sure you can see that door for the people that's coming in so you can protect the woman you love so y'all can live for years and years and years and years and years. Okay? That right there was my number 6. Now, number 7. Okay? Pull her chair out when you get to the table. Now, some tables, they're booths, or some don't have chairs you can pull out. If it does, even if it doesn't need to be, even if it's completely out here, you take control, okay? And these are the reasons why you always want to pull her chair out, okay? 1, you want to make sure she doesn't have to do, remember what I said, no effort, so later she can show effort, okay? You don't want her to pull out no chair. You want her to just be beautiful, sit down, cross her legs just like this. Wham. This table, you know. This is how you want her to be. But before that happens, for number 7, I think I'm on the right track. Is this number 7? Yes, this is number 7. For number 7, what you have to do, the reason all these things fall into number 7, okay? 1, when you pull the chair out, you want to make sure no crumbs. You want to make sure there's nothing that's going to be on your lady's dress or her pants or any discolorations or any food stuck or anything. You don't want anything to bother your lady while she's sitting here looking beautiful, okay? So if there are any, and more than likely there won't be because the waitresses and maitre d's or whatever, they usually keep things clean. But if they aren't, you do it. You know why you do it? And I know a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just tell the waitress to come do it? Why I don't do that? Because it makes my woman feel good. Okay? It makes her feel like daddy's going to do it. He ain't going to sit here and call nobody and wait for nobody to do it. He's going to do it for me. And boy, oh boy, I tell you, that make her feel good. Okay? But anyways, so you brush that off. In the same token, if she's wearing an overgarment, if she's wearing a jacket or coat or something like that, this is when you take that off of her shoulders. You don't let her do it. She can unbutton or unzip her, but you take that off of her shoulders. Place that behind her chair. Allow her, give her the motion to sit down. You don't have to do the motions like I do them, but you just give her the motion to sit down and you pull her chair out slightly so where her knees are not going to hit the table when she sits down. You want to give her enough space so she can, don't worry about this table. This isn't a real table at the, but you want her to give her enough space so she can get her one of these on. You get what I'm saying? So boom, that's another thing you want to do. Pull that chair out. Hang that coat around her. Make sure she's comfortable in her seating. Make sure she's over there being a beautiful queen. Showing no effort. She's putting forth no effort. This is all you. You're putting in all this effort. So later you might not have to. Okay. Now, number 8 of the most important things you need to do on a date. Okay? This is what a lot of men fail to do. I gotta get up close on y'all, but I ain't gonna lose sight, all right? A lot of things for number 8. Number 8 is a very good one, okay? The lady, as y'all look over the menus, okay? She tells you her order. Remember, she doesn't talk to them. She doesn't have to if she doesn't want to, okay? If she wants to, she can talk to them all she wants. But a queen, does the peasants, do they talk to the queen? No, they do not. I gotta go to somebody to talk. Nobody can just talk to my queen. I'm sorry. You just can't talk to her, and she just isn't about to talk to you. She's gonna make sure it's okay. She's gonna follow her, protect her, and make sure it's okay first, okay? You know what I'm saying? Not like that, but like that. Like, she's gonna look to me. And that's how your woman should always do it. She should look to you. But anyways, she tells you her order. So let's say she wants filet mignon, rice pilaf with some asparagus and mashed potatoes with gravy. Okay? That's what she wanted. She'll bestow that to you. Okay? You as the man, you have to place both orders. Okay? When the waitress walks up, you're sitting over here, mister. The men were over there. When the waitress walks up, you, the man, persists as this. The lady would have a filet mignon, rice pilaf, asparagus with some mashed potatoes and gravy on the side. And the mister, or you can use names. Jemiah will have, Allende will have, or you can do he, she, Mrs., Mr. The Mrs. will have, and her Mr. will have. Stuff like that. It's cute. It makes them flutter inside. It gives them little butterflies, all right? They like it. Whether they don't like it, whether they tell you they like it or not, they're going to like it. Just try it without asking them. Just try it, okay? Because most females, they're only going to give you the answer on what you think, what they think you want to hear. And because you don't do it, they're going to think you want to hear the answer, no. So don't ask them. Just do it, all right? So, you did all those things. Where are we at? Now, y'all gave the order. They give y'all the drinks. Boom, boom, boom. Now, you're waiting on the meal, okay? One of the most important things is to have a topic of the conversation. You need to have this already, okay? You need to have had this in the beginning. You gotta have a topic of the conversation because one thing for sure, two things are for certain, is there's nothing worse than a quiet, boring date. Especially at a restaurant. You have to entertain. You have to be intuitive. You have to keep her mind off of boredom and off of the food coming. Because if all she's doing is thinking about food, she ain't really trying to hear what you talking about. All right? So you want to break the ice. You're going to have a conversation. Now, how do you have a good conversation? Talk. Now, mind you, if they're on a date here, you didn't just randomly show up here. So evidently you guys know each other. You converse. You talk. You had conversations. So you already should have an inclination of what she likes or what happened or what's going on. Okay? So, excuse me. But for me, I like to judge off. I would like the important things. Things I know is going to have a long type of, she's going to start to talk. Women like to talk. Let them talk about themselves. Okay? So give them a topic of something like that. Like, for starters, you might want to ask her, you already know her occupation, you better. How was work? What actually do they do there? Maybe you're not familiar, even if you are. I don't care if she works at McDonald's. What all are the criteria for a McDonald's manager? What are all of the criteria for a whatever, a CNA? How did you get that? How'd you get that? You acquired that as such. Give them compliments. Shower them. No matter what it is. Oh, I flip burgers. I'm only on the fry machine. Wow. What kind of grease do y'all use? Does that really work better? There's no reason for it to be. Do you see how? I don't care if she says she drove a cat bus. I'm talking about like for a construction site. You know what I'm saying? What kind of tires do they use? Are those the big ones? Do they use those on all the site? Do they use those on all the different types of machinery? How long were you in the company? What made you want to get into that? Have a conversation. Something like, oh, you went to the doctors 2 days ago. Everything okay? Or your mom went to the doctors. How's your mom and dad doing? Keep a conversation to where it's flowing, okay? That is very important because one thing a woman loves is two things in a conversation. That you can conversate articulately, okay? You didn't just talk about rap and Lil Durk and all of them. No shade whatsoever, but you just don't stay on those topics. Talk articulately, okay? You want to be able to talk articulately. And you ought, first off, you want her to know that you're able to communicate, okay? Nobody wants to be the dummy. And another thing in conversations, you want to make her laugh. Don't overdo it, but if you see a line and it might be, but those two things are pivotal in a conversation. Make her laugh and keep it consistent and keep it communicated, okay? So have a topic preordained, premeditated topic, okay? If you know what she likes, did you ever watch Lord of the Rings? Do you like that? What are your favorite TV shows right now? Whatever she mentions, you didn't even have to watch it. Man, that sounds interesting. What's that about? They're going to go on for days. Think about that. That's a good one. TV show topic. Or they all watching TV. They're all watching something on YouTube. Get into it and get her to start talking. The faster she talks, the quicker she's not thinking about the food, and it's going to come quicker. Okay? Boom. That was our number 8. Or number 9. I'm going to stop naming numbers. Okay? Okay. Now, a lot of us men, we forget this one. For the number 10. Or the number 11. It doesn't matter. I'll go back on CapCut. Boom. But, fellas, do not talk with your mouth full. Please, 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 please do not talk with your mouth full. A lot of us, we get so wrapped up in us always being around our friends and family members. We talking and they don't really care. But when you're with someone that wants to know if they're going to be with you, they want to know if they can enjoy your ugly and your sloppy. Okay, and that's one thing that is not enjoyable when you're at the dinner table. Okay, nobody wants to see crushed up saliva, food, and all of those things taking place inside of your mouth while you're conversing. You know why? Because now the topic of the conversation is no longer important. And you know what is important? All of the stuff that's in your mouth. It's just going to be focused. You're just going to be looking. So, yes, conversation does keep going back and forth, boom, boom, boom. So for the ladies and the gentlemen, just cover your mouth like this, something light. When I'm talking and I'm in the middle of a conversation, I'm eating, I'm like this. Yeah, but for the most part, I'm eating. But if something comes up, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I do remember that. I recall that. That was a good one. Whatever. Try to cover your mouth. And even if you slip up a few times, when you do this, it shows that you at least were trying to take the initiative. So please cover your mouth. Oh, I got a bonus tip for y'all too. Okay, that I forgot to mention. But I looked down at this makeshift napkin and it came back to me. All right. But if you want to score some extra points when you're pulling out her chair, do this. Would you like me to But do it as she's saying, because you're not even allowing her to deny it. Because this right here, this is something that isn't done too often. This is one of my moves. All right. All right. This is one of my moves. Would you like for me to undo your napkin and place it on your thighs? That's her thighs right there. Okay? So when she's sitting there like this and she gets that type of treatment where you're going to collect all of the ornaments that fall But, I'm trying to be funny. But when you collect all of the food that might fall, she gonna look at you like, nigga, oh, you trying to score. Show it. But anyway, so you want to do that? That was like for bonus points. Bonus points only, okay? So after you don't chew with your mouth full, you know what number 11 is. Do not bring up any exes. None whatsoever. Do not bring up any exes at all. Don't bring up your exes, and please do not ask her about hers. Don't say, oh, what was your last breakup or anything like that. Why don't you want to do that? Because you don't want to stir up. You don't want her to start thinking about, and if it was their ex, believe they have very, very good moments, okay? Believe that there are times that she misses him or he did something that you don't want to bring him up, okay? You don't want him to get called. You don't want her to call him later. You want her to call you. So do not bring up any exes under no circumstances. Don't bring up yours because then she'll think you're still over you didn't get over yours. Or don't bring up hers or you're going to get her to think about hers. Now, if she just randomly keeps bringing her ex up, trust me, my boy, you do not want to go any further with her. She brings them, oh, he did this, and oh, they did this, and oh, they did that. They're not over them. Not saying they're going to get back with them, but right now ain't the time for you to think you're going to get them feelings involved because they're too much indulged in that person. Pay attention to when they start talking about their exes. They're not over them. Trust me. Now, we're getting to the nitty gritty here. All right. Now, we just got over it. Don't bring up any exes, okay? Now, number 12. Before I move on to number 12 or 13, whichever one it is, in that topic of the conversations, make sure you ask what's her music choice. Because I'm giving you another bonus point, okay? I'm giving you bonus points. This is another bonus point that don't have anything to do with this, okay? This is just something that I'm giving y'all extra jewel, okay? When you having that conversation, when I said the topic of the conversation, you can ask about, work or anything like that. Also ask her music choice if you don't already know. Ask her favorites. Who's your favorite choice? Okay? And you know why this is a bonus? Because on the ride back home, I'm sorry about that, but on the ride back home, you play it without her even knowing. You just play it. As soon as she gets in the car, you're looking for it, whatever song, whatever artist, whatever she chose, you're looking for it, and boom, you play that, but you play it light, okay? But anyway, we ain't get there yet, but also ask about her music choice, all right? And remember it and play it whenever y'all leave, okay? Now, for number 13, this right here is the most imperative of the entire date. Okay? Number 13, this is by far the most efficient rule, the most imperative rule. Number 13, which is the check. Okay? Now, fellas, if you did all this and you asked this lady to go out on a date, you better be paying. You better not even think about asking her to pay even a portion of it. If you ask her to go on a date so you can probably get to know her more and see if you want to pursue a relationship, you better be paying that date. You better not be like, oh, you got your half or anything like that. And if y'all is on that tip, you better make sure she knows that before y'all get here, okay? But the most important part of the date is the check. And how you ask for it, or how you go about it. First off, you just check, please. It ain't a certain specific way. It's check, please. That's it. Or, excuse me, is my check ready? Can you have my check ready? Don't even gotta be all super conservative. You check. Cool. They're gonna bring the check. Now, as a man, you let her know from jump, she ain't gotta pay this. Okay? And if you making her pay, you don't need to be listening to this and you don't need to be dating. All right? You tell her from jump, I got it. I got this. I took you on a date. I got it. So when they come now, that's just for the people that's, first taking their woman out on a date. Now, if so, however, the world goes and y'all are in a relationship and down the line or whatever, blah, 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 and you have paid for certain dates or a couple dates or whatever, and y'all go on a date and you can't afford it, or ladies, you take your man on a date, even if you can afford it, or if the lady does take you on a date, ladies, give your man that card, okay? Keep him in his kingdom. Keep him in his king energy. And one thing a man does not want to do is feel like he cannot support you. And even if he knows you're giving him a gift, the world doesn't know it. The world does not know it. So when they see a woman paying when a man is sitting right there, instantly he's going to look like a scrub. Now, if he's a scrub, then let him be a scrub. But if he don't make you feel like a scrub, if you don't feel like a scrub, you get that man that card before y'all left the vehicle. He has the card. Even if it's yours, he pays for it. Have that man's back. Make him feel like a king as long as he's always making you feel like a queen. Now, let's continue. As far as number 30, with the check, yes. Now, after the check is paid, then you ensue, I'm not going to go with 14, 15, 16 because you just got to follow 4 and 7 again. I'm not going to put new numbers, but I am going to walk you through it. 4 and 7, as all of the food is winding down and it's getting late and it's getting y'all ready to go, it doesn't have to be getting late, but it's time for y'all to leave. You do not want to eat everything off the plate. Okay? It's just a rule. I know people are, I'm bored, I need to all my... No. Okay? On the classy conservative etiquette side, you're not supposed to eat the entire meal. You're not supposed to take the bread and swap up everything. Okay? You want to look conservative, you want to look a little classy, leave a little bit on the plate. Leave some type of food on the plate. Whether it's 1 spoonful of something, a little bit of gravy and a chicken bone and some skin. Leave something on the plate. Do not make it look like y'all are starving. Okay? I wanted to say that. That's a little bonus tip. Now, number 14. After you followed 4 through 7, where you put her coat back on, boom, you pulled the chair back out, boom, you walked her out in the arm or with the phalanges, walked her out, you opened her car door as 4 and 7 already told you. Okay? Now for number 14. Number 14. If you was listening, you should already know what you're doing. Number 1, you're getting inside of the vehicle. If it's yours. Even if it's not yours, if you're on the passenger side, ask her to take control of the radio or whatever choice of music you use. And I'm sorry, it's just too many to keep up with. But ask her to use it and put that favorite artist, one of them that she named, put that in the speakers and turn it down. Why? Because now she noticed that you noticed. She notices that you noticed. She realized that the things that she just told you were not taken for granted and they were collected. Threw inside your Rolodex for future endeavors. And that right there shows a woman, if he's paying attention to me, then he must like me. He must not see me as something that he's just about to throw away, because you're not going to remember things from somebody you don't want anything to do with. You're going to remember the things from somebody you want to bring them up later. All right? So number 14, for that car ride back, you're playing that song and you're keeping the conversation away from, because every girl's thinking about this. How's he going to act when I get to the door? How's he going to act when I get to the door? How's he going to act when I get to the door? Or they don't know how the night is going to end yet. They are still contemplating, okay? So you still have to you made all the right moves. You better not mess it up now. If you did all those steps, boy, I'm telling you, man, she's sitting like this. I'm telling you now, she got to hold it. She can't contain it. She's sitting like this, like, whoo. That boy done worked every avenue. This thing flowing is... All right, man. But anyway, that's what's in her head as long as the date went smooth. All right? Now you got to keep it going smooth. All right? With number 14, You playing that music that she likes to hear, and you turn it down low. You don't got it blasting. The date's not over. You haven't accomplished your objective. All right? So you turn it down to where y'all can still speak in conversation, but you can also hear the whatever she chooses to listen to. All right? So when that happens, now you want to keep the conversation flowing. How was your meal? Did you like it? Can you throw down like that? Who you know makes meals like that though? Let's say she like, do you know anybody that, why are you driving? Small stuff. You know anybody that, and you're like, that can make a steak like that? Light, something light. Or what you think about how cold it was? Were you cold in there? You weren't? Oh, I'd have warmed you up. Light, but keep it going. Keep it going as you're driving, cruising. And now you're getting in tune with her tune. Her tune is what's playing through the radio because this is her favorite artist. No matter who it is, what's your favorite album from them? If you didn't hear it, oh, I think I heard about that. I gotta listen to that. I like this. Let her know that you like what she like. You like that. Even if you don't. Act like it, my boy. Act like it. I don't care if she banging some heavy metal when you only hip hop and R&B. She could be like this. I'm gonna be like, yo, I might gotta start listening to this. Even if I don't like it, bro. This is, later on we're gonna figure that out. But if I like you, I'm gonna keep you around until I realize I don't like you. Okay? Okay. Now, also, if, let's say the conversation stopped because y'all were leaving, but y'all were in the middle, this is also a good time in number 14 to bring that back up. That's a good way. Let's say things are awkward. You don't know what to say. You're driving. You can even go, you want to finish where we left off in a conversation? Or what were we talking about before we left? You were saying something, weren't you? Things like that spark conversation. Lets her know, oh, he was listening. He was paying attention. She might have left off on the best part and can't wait to tell you again. But if you don't mention it again, she's like, oh, he wasn't even paying attention. So bring it back up. Attentive. He's aware. He's paying attention. He likes me. Now, if you follow all of those 14 steps, I guarantee you, you want to know why also it's a good reason to open up the doors? Because a lot of men, they wait when they pull up to the person's car, they pull up and pull them up. And you're like, dang, how do I get out the car? Now, if you would have been opening her doors from jump, you would know. Because you're going to get out the car to open her door. Now, if you wasn't opening her doors, now it's going to be so weird and you're going to look super thirsty if now you jumped out the car when she's getting out the car. Now you're going to look super thirsty and that radar rings red. No. So, you've been opening them doors the whole time. So guess what? She can't stop you from getting out the car now. Get out. Now, when you open her door, here, I'll walk you to the door. Now, this is the most precious moments. Now, I can't tell you what exactly to do at this time. You know why? Because you shouldn't have to do anything. This is where you don't have to show any more effort. You didn't put in all the work up until this point. If everything went and goes as planned, if she likes you, you're going to know at this moment. You're not going to have to wait. You're going to know at this moment, right now. Okay? And when you walk her to the door, you tell her, always want to be respectful. Make sure your conversation stays respectful or only goes in the direction she allows it. She's driving. She's driving for the moment. So whatever direction she takes it, you go. You never force anything. Never. You allow her to do that on her own. Okay? But now that you kept everything respectful, everything was good. So when you're walking her to this doorstep, I don't care what none of you ladies out here say. If you don't kiss on the first date, then you need to go back to elementary school, okay? You need to go back to elementary. I'm not trying to hear, I don't kiss on the first. You need to go back to and if you catch my drift, you need to go back to elementary, all right? Because if you over 18, that man didn't put in that work, right or wrong, we grown now. All right. So, when you get to that door, you let her know. Had a good time tonight. I ain't even front. I ain't expect it to be like this. But, it's a little chilly, so I do want to ask you something, though. She'll probably, for the most part, ask, well, what's that? When we doing this again? Even if you don't have plans on taking her out, bro, always respect the person's energy and always leave them on a good note. Regardless. It's all about energy and genuinity, okay? Respect the person. They just had a time with you. They've been out with you for 3-4 hours. Respect the person's energy always, okay? When can we do this again? Now, for those of you who are younger and don't know how to approach the kiss situation, all right, if you did all these moves, don't you try, idiot. Don't you try what I'm about to say next. Don't you try it unless you did all those moves. If you did all these moves, then what I'm telling you to do next, she ain't going to be able to submit. Well, she ain't going to be able to resist. She'll submit. All right? But if you at that moment, you don't know what to do, but she's still standing there. If she's still standing there, and she licked her lips. If she licked her lips, that means she's preparing for it. If she licked her lips, she's preparing for it. All right? So if you get to this moment, she licked her lips, like, nigga, you won. You already there, nigga. You better not jump out. All right? But if you get there, this is how you do it, fellas that's going just solely for the kiss. Young guys, young people. This is how you do it. When you at that moment, you right there in her face, you looking at her, she looking at you, and you already told her you had a good time, and when can we do this again? She'll probably say, I have to check my schedule, or maybe this weekend, or maybe next weekend, or even maybe tomorrow. But after she answers, the moment she's answering, before she finishes, say, you got something by your eye. You know what she's going to do when you do that? She's going to close her eyes and allow you to get it. She's going, you got something in your eyes. And right when you place some lips on hers like that. And because I know that's the right moment, come here. She gonna finish. She gonna have to. You hit every right button. Them juices is flowing. Trust me. Follow all these steps on a date. Whether you first date or whether it's, even if you haven't been doing it, start doing it. You want to see moves? You want to see your girl's mood change for the better? Start that. Watch. I guarantee you she's going to start to give you the Google eyes. Trust me. Fellas, we at the Fact Factory for the Fella Friday. Boom, we out. Y'all better, I'm telling you, better share this. Ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, and share, because this is for the kids. This will be for men. This is for the betterment of men, okay? Share, please. Thank you. We out.